Okay, welcome to That Studio TV. It's been a while, and I ba channel yiso. We be say amani nti de bia yendruda. And you know therefore ye dem wase say mo hwe That Studio TV. And any day di kan a wo hwe yan, you also be subscribe to your channel no. That Studio TV. Ye wo nipa ene nyuma pa e de man ahwefo. Ene due ye de video reactions about enyuma pa Ghana for wa kontum amanone. Ene Ghana for Ghana ena de be de brem e channel yiso. Adofo moma nyina mbom ne enkohwe a video about one Ghanaian guy bia na oti New York wa free New York akotna Ghana sisi odi ne djuma wo Ghana. Okọ Ghana na experiences a wanya wo enyomem wo Ghana. Anyhow oye ni businesses ne advices o de ma Ghanaians e wo amanone a ye pese be di adwuma e wo Ghana. Ensema o kano me pese nyina ebom ne ekọ na yekohwe ensema abrantie ne eka abrantie ye fe no RUSH ASARE o ya abrantie me hwe ne pa na me hunu se ese me ne mahwefo nyina hwe ensema RUSH eka no na futusema ewom ne dwumadi e wo se yeso yedidi no yeto ho anamo ti RUSH ASARE.
This place is not like so chaotic that there is no law and order. It's just unfortunately there are people on the ground looking out for themselves due to poverty, greed, due to short-sightedness, and they make life difficult for the entrepreneur, especially people who look like me, right? If you look like me and you're trying to make it, they just look at you like, where the hell do you think you're going? In this video, we're going to dive into why there's so much opportunities in Ghana. Wherever there is risk, hardship, problems, and uncertainty, there lies opportunity. And Ghana has all of these. And to top it off, the government is pretty stable, which means there's not a lot of coup, there's not wars in play and all that. Ghana is relatively peaceful. As a matter of fact, if you are making your own money, you plan on not doing any business at all, you want to move to a country, Ghana is one of the best places for you to be in because you're going to have your peace of mind and have a great time. Your life becomes difficult in Ghana once you are trying to do a business. That's when things get a little stressful because, fortunately, your own people on the ground are constantly looking for ways to make it. You have to understand the territory that you are in. Most people are short-sighted. They are thinking about today and tomorrow, and they will screw you over in a heartbeat when they get a chance, especially if you're trying to dive into the real estate space. The land, laws and land issues in Ghana is brutal. I mean, about 70% of the court cases in Ghana is land. Land is a big deal. It's a huge problem. And over the years, Ghana has become a place where a lot of people want to come here and buy land and develop a business. So land issue has always been the case, but in the past 20 years, it has been very, very, very brutal, right? Like almost like life and death situations sometimes. And before we judge Ghana, before we dive into Ghana and go hard about Ghana, let's remember that every country has its own problems, right? You do have to analyze it. For example, America has a lot of their own problems. You know what I'm saying? Like food, people having credit card issues, taxes. If you don't know your taxes, you're gonna pay a lot of taxes. You can make a lot of money. You're never gonna go anywhere because of taxes, and you just have to learn the rules of the game and you can beat the game. So in America, you can live a very healthy life. You can save a lot of money on your taxes. Though the same systems in play, you could find a way to solve it. And instead of us sitting here complaining in this video, that's not what we're going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the game and tell you the problem that we have at hand. And, people like myself, we see that as an opportunity rather than a problem, right? A lot of people look at the situation at hand in Ghana and say, wow, Ghana is a place where I will never do business again, ever again. I posted the video not long ago with a good friend of mine, Marvin Walker, and he's having some difficulties. And the comments, a lot of people saying, no way, I will never do any business in Ghana and stuff like that. That was not the purpose of the video. The purpose of the video is to let you guys know that, wherever you want to go in life, there are going to be some difficulties, of course. And we have to openly talk about these problems that you can expect to have on the ground. You will have these problems, and this problem is the reason why you are still here. So let's look at why Ghana is one of the most lucrative places for you to invest real estate wise and why I think it's worth the risk, right? Let's look at Bitcoin. right? Bitcoin was a very risky asset class, still is, but not as much. When it was really risky, nobody wanted to, get in Bitcoin. As a matter of fact, it was once upon a time where you could get one Bitcoin for $1. Can you believe that? If you did that, you would have been rich, super rich by now. If you would have spent like $5 on it, you would have been super rich by now, about 20 years ago. Not even, because Bitcoin came out around 2000, after the 2008 financial crisis. So it hasn't been 20 years yet, right? When it came out, it was pennies. So if you would have bought some Bitcoin, because it was very risky, nobody believed in it, it was so speculative, you would have been super rich right now if you only put like $10 in. $10. If you would have invested $10 in Bitcoin about 19 years ago, you would be a rich man by now, right? Or a rich woman. That's how I look at certain stuff such as Ghana, right? So why am I saying that? Ghana presents a lot of opportunity because a lot of investors are scared. The big money, right? When I say the big money, the U.S. stock market is being controlled and run by institutional money, right? Like hedge funds, big companies, big money, pool of money. These companies, when they come, they're gonna buy all the properties on the beachfront. They're gonna buy out the city, and they're gonna drive up prices. And the opportunities that lie before you, or you and I, the average Joe, is no longer going to be as visible and as accessible. Things are gonna be pretty tough when institutional money keep pouring in. And believe it or not, some of that money is in Ghana and Africa in general, but it's not as much because of the uncertainty and the risk involved, which is why people can come and acquire riverfront property that's been laying down all these years because people are just scared to buy it because of all the issues that they can potentially encounter, right? The big money is not coming on the ground, and that presents a lot of opportunity. Land prices in Ghana just skyrocketed like crazy, like the past 20 to 15 years. That's when the land prices in Ghana got crazy. Land prices in Ghana was relatively low. There has always been issues on land, but it was not as crazy. Just recently, where a lot of foreign money is pouring into the country, and the greed for land and the greed for money has been on unprecedented levels. So I'm just saying this to let you know that this hard times is not going to be there forever. And why it still exists now is the very reason why you have the opportunity to take advantage of it. If you are somebody who can analyze the risk and take advantage of that, like myself, I have actually embarked on a journey where I help people buy land. I sold many, many lands to many, many, many people, and nobody has ever lost money before. The truth of the matter is, nobody has ever bought land from me and lost it before. How am I able to do this? Well, I have developed a system to, first of all, guarantee the people that I'm selling the land to money back in case anything goes wrong. And the people that I'm selling the land for, I have done extensive research. I know them, I know where to find them. And if anything goes wrong, I'm going to get my money from them. And I put the things in place and I'm on the ground. So the person coming from outside in doesn't have to do all that groundwork, right? This is an arbitrage opportunity for me that would not exist if everything was so black and white, right? Like if you were to buy land, there was no issues. Like in Ghana, there's no issues at all. You buy land and you're good to go. Then that arbitrage opportunity, for some of you guys who don't know what arbitrage is let's say Bitcoin is trading $70,000 in America and it's trading $68,000 in Ghana right now. That's an arbitrage opportunity for somebody like me who know of this. I will come in and buy it in Ghana and sell in the US and make $2,000. That's arbitrage. I'm in between. So this land situation is I'm taking on the risk. I'm guaranteeing the money for whoever is coming who is doesn't know the territory that they get themselves into, don't know who to go to the right person. They will get burnt if they try to do themselves. So they have to go through me to buy the land. As a third party, I'm gonna make a little bit of money by helping that, ensuring that they get their money back in case anything goes wrong. So I'm just giving this is a personal example because I love to use my personal example rather than pointing to somebody else. It makes it more relatable. This opportunity wouldn't exist if everything was so black and white. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm actually doing this to help a lot of people in diaspora out, not lose their money. As a matter of fact, I never wanted to touch land in Ghana. It's just out of people constantly asking me. That's why I dive into this and I figure a system that works, and I've been able to, sell land to people with no issues at all. And partly because of my own, ordeal being in court and my land situation. Don't get me wrong, I bought a lot of land, including my house was built on the land that I bought, right? But land issues in Ghana, it is just so common. This shouldn't happen, but that's the case on the ground. But me being in court, me being on the ground, me doing this, I've really studied the system, and I just know so much that is public service. I'm doing public service, so I'm getting paid for it. But these are opportunities that's on the ground. So you will come in with the money, you'll be able to do something that you wouldn't be able to do 30 years from now, right? So let's go back in time. Our grandparents and our parents had opportunity to come down here with $1,000 and get a plot of land, two plots of land in East Legon, and that plot of land right now is going for $200,000. Most of the people like myself, young people who's coming in, that don't have $200,000 for a plot of land. They got to go out and to a place where they can get it for $5,000, $6,000, and that opportunity is no longer going to be available 10 years from now. We've seen it happen in the past, so why wait? Right? It's like if we are talking about something that's never happened before, then we will be like, okay, what are we talking about? But that's not the case here. This has actually happened, right? Spin test is one of these places were so cheap back in the days. The people that didn't buy it, they missed out. I was too young to do that. And now here I am now, accumulating as much land as I possibly can because you just gotta jump in. Like America right now, to buy a house is so hard because it's so expensive. The big money is taking over, investing huge sums of money in single family homes, and they're taking over just for rent. And the pricing is just crazy. Bitcoin is going through the roof. Over $70,000 now per Bitcoin because it got institutionalized, right? They are trading that on the New York Stock Exchange now. Okay. So when big money is pouring into anything, the opportunity to just jump in either vanishes or it goes, like the barrier for you to enter is just so high, right? You have to have a lot of money to jump in. Whereas right now, if you have $5,000 to your name, you could actually start something. It's not going to be the case 10, who knows, even 5 years from now. So there are a lot of these stuff in play, and as the world changes, the world is changing. Yes, most people look at Africa and they think Africa will be like this forever. That's not the case because people thought China was going to be poor forever, right? The Chinese poor farmer, the peasants and all that stuff. Asia was never rich. Asia became what they are today less than 30 years ago. All right. Singapore was built out of nothing. While the people on the ground on these African countries think a certain way, Africans are where we are today primarily because of our mindset, and the impact that colonialism had on us. Like people are a little brainwashed. They don't believe in themselves. They believe too much in the educational system, not taking risks. They don't read on their own. Religion. The list goes on and on. That has set us back. But when it comes to natural resources and our ability, our real ability to do it, we have what it takes out here to make it big, and we just don't believe in ourselves. Based on systematic programming, and the opportunities are down here, and it's only a matter of time for things to turn around. So wherever there is risk, pain, hardship, and problems to be solved, there lies the opportunity for you, my friend. And when you're looking at the issues on the ground, don't look at it as a bad thing. Look at it as a good thing for you, and look at what you can do to solve it. What can you do to help the country move forward faster? Because it is going to happen, whether it's 10 years, whether it's 20 years, whether it's 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. But it's going to happen. If not in our lifetime, our children will experience it. So what kind of actions are you taking to guarantee that your children have a brighter future, that your children own a piece of land, that your children own some of these companies on the ground? Because trust me, the Indians are down here, the Chinese are down here, and the Europeans are down here doing tremendous businesses, and they are making a lot of money. Now the downside is most of these people, when they make the money, they take the money out of the country and they ship it out, right? And they ship it out to their respective countries, right? And so it's not really benefiting the country as much. You get it? So what we can do is come here, set up a business, because we have nowhere to take the money. It's only going to stay here and get bigger and help the economy develop. So I want us to be strong. Not all of us are entrepreneurs. Not all of us have the mental, fortitude to come out here and put ourselves through the pain that is going to inevitably, kick your butt. Most people don't want to go through the stress. There's only a few people who are willing to go through that, especially, if you got a great job and you want to give all of that up to come and do what? To come and face all this like mental, agony. A lot of people are just not going to do it. But you have to be perspicacious, right? And then know that the future is bright, and be willing to endure the pain and have some sort of delayed gratification, because the future is going to be sweet. This is the message that I have for you guys today. While Africa seems to be a lot of problems and all that stuff, you can easily look at it as an opportunity, especially if the government is stable as Ghana, right? A very stable government. They have systems in place, right? If somebody is trying to unlawfully take your land and stuff like that, it's a slow, arduous process, but the law works, and you can go through the court system. They have the trial court. Then you can appeal the case if the judge was being biased or whatever. You might think like, oh, the judgment was not fair towards you. You can appeal it, and it can go all the way to the Supreme Court, just like in the United States, and it works. I am going to be a testament to that. I'm in court, and when the case is over, everything will be publicized, and we will see where it goes from there. So this place is not like so chaotic that there is no law and order. It's just unfortunately there are people on the ground looking out for themselves due to poverty, greed, due to short-sightedness, and they make life difficult for the entrepreneur, especially people who look like me, right? If you look like me and you're trying to make it, they just look at you like, where the hell do you think you're going? Right? Unfortunately, Africans love their oppressors. Like, I don't know what contributes to that, but if born and raised here, most people really worship the oppressors. They worship them. They look at them as they are better than them. They like. Unfortunately, this is the case. They look at them as they're smarter. They deserve to be their boss. They will go to extreme length to make sure that their boss is happy with them. But when you look like me and you're trying to do something here, they look at you like, what the hell does this person think he's going? Let's put him back. And you see this time and time again. When the Chinese, Indians, Lebanese come here, they buy land, they will build with no problem at all. Nobody would dare tempt them, because automatically they know that, okay, these people will take me to court. They have lawyers. They'll make my life difficult. It's not even worth it. They're probably even connected to a higher person in the government. They just don't try them, and they do their business in peace. Whereas if somebody like me, somebody who looks like me is coming, they think you're stupid. They think, oh, this guy doesn't want to go to court. This guy will probably even pay up, and you would not follow the process, which is the case with mine. Definitely why I'm in court right now, because that person miscalculated and thought I would pay up instead of going through the due process.
Yeah, and you're not the four. Madaruma, say we did. Mama could tear free. RUSH ASARE num, and some nay foot to some, and in crunches some of the my fire ye crew Ghana home. And you may was here ye, and I'm always here too. I and near it to new my ye said the bear, said be a quay crew one, and I say a quay in cheer. Bibia Koyasum Judia my Yadamasi, some of share that's your TV. Please kindly subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and click on the bell notification button for more. Thank you.